Hi everybody, Happy New Year. As you start a new year of documenting, I thought I would offer up my 3 top tips for documenting. Number 1, be prepared. What does that mean? Making sure that you have all the tools that you need in advance before you document. So your notebook, your camera charge, pens, pencils, and thinking about where in the classroom you're going to have those tools available. So maybe you make sure that you have notepads all around the classroom, or you have pads of sticky notes around the classroom in specific spots. You make sure that you know who's in charge of charging the camera so that the camera is always charged. Be prepared meaning having your tools already ready so that when you're in the moment and something amazing happens, or a child asks a question that you weren't expecting, you have something there and you're ready to capture that moment. Number 2, be curious. Documentation comes from a disposition of being curious. Not necessarily setting something up and documenting what happened, but just being curious about what the children are wondering about, what they're thinking about, what they're curious about, what kinds of questions they have in their play. So coming into your documentation from a lens of curiosity and just wondering about the whole teaching and learning process, and wondering about children is going to really help your documentation, focusing in on being curious yourself. And number 3, be open. Be open to moments that you might not think about documenting. So for example, oftentimes we think about documenting something that's happening in the children's play, whether that's something that has been set up, a specific provocation that's been set up, or specific things that children are playing with. But sometimes the most incredible pieces of documentation, long-term investigations, projects, come from a question that a child asks as you're getting dressed, or as you're on your way outside, or as you're sitting around the lunch table having conversation together, and a child asks a question that you know are kind of taken back by, or you can sense that there's something interesting in that question that could go somewhere. So be open and be sensitive to those moments that you might not kind of anticipate that something specific is going to happen. Be open to those moments because oftentimes those turn into really interesting things to document. So be prepared, be curious, and be open. Happy documenting.